we can talk about the Department of Human Settlements as a provider of integrated living spaces for those who need them. However, the department's real work starts with its understanding of the fact that it's not just there to provide housing opportunities, it is actually a catalyst for a better future. The Lerato Park Integrated Human Settlements projects in Kimberly in the Northern Cape bears testimony to this life-changing impact that the department has on South Africa's economically marginalized. For the elderly indigent, the military veteran, the disabled, and the parentless child, the Department of Human Settlements continues to shape a better future.
My name is John Zenzile Kwenane. I joined MK in the 80s. It was so hard for me to see how our parents was treated. So it's why I was joining the ANC. So for me also to fight for this country. After coming back to the normal life, it was still hard for me. My mother died without a house. My father died without a house. I was staying in a family house. When you are staying in a family house, people are just telling you, this is not at your mother's house, and that is not what you see. People are just getting arrogant on you. You see, our leadership from MKMVA, they came to us with a list, and if you are verified as a soldier, that you qualifying to get a house. I was in the lowest payroll of our municipality, the last level, T3, up until today. So they were looking for those people. So I qualified to get a house. After getting this house, I just feel so free. I'm not attending a hospital the way I was attending hospital, because by that time when I was staying in my family's house, time and again I was arguing. Time and again it was ambulances. Now I'm having my own property. I'm free stress. The first day when I get those keys, I went back to go and fetch these things and said I'm gonna sleep at my place. I was very, 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 very much excited. I didn't think I will ever have a house like this. And even my sister, he said, thanks, now my brother will stay in peace where he is now. It's very nice to have people, new faces, new comrades, that I was not with them, and comrades from other organizations. They are here, we meet each other, we are like a family here. We share each and everything, and we stand like a family. It's not we are saying that one is from APLA, that one is from SADAF, that one is from MK. And if we talk about jobs, we want jobs for us, all of us here. And since I'm having children, it's for me to look to extend this house.
Minister, could you take us through some of the long-term catalytic impacts of projects like Lerato Park here in Kimberly?
The long-term impact of a catalytic project like this is that it catalyzes the economy of that particular area. What it does is to provide employment. We have youth brigades that we take in to build, to be part of these projects. In fact, it is compulsory. It is also compulsory that they take in women to be employed, 30% women ownership of the contracting companies that are building these houses. We're not only building houses, we're building all the amenities that provide human settlements so that they don't take their children, far off or walk several hours to get to school. We will ensure that there's a school. We will ensure that there is all the facilities that make life what it should be. Further than that, it provides business opportunities for people, small businesses who might want to be able to assist the construction industry. We saw in a project we have in Pietermaritzburg, people who are producing cement bricks, people who are producing door frames, window frames, and all of those things. Women who have sewing clubs there, who are producing drapes for the couches and curtains, etc. We want to actually revitalize what is normally a dormant economy. So we empower our people to be part of the economy. Very often when we talk about the economy, we talk about it as though it's something on the cloud there. Economy is what we do, how we are productive and actually enhance what we have as a nation, what it is that we produce as a nation. And it starts with the individual. We're providing them with that opportunity right now to be part of the economy. For the first time, Black South Africans will be able to own property in urban areas. This is an asset that they can leave in their will for their children. We've now decided that every time we give out a house going into the future, we will give the title deed as well. Because the asset value of a house is vested in the title deed. It's a document that shows that you're the owner. It's a document that creates the value add to the house that people live in. And we want to educate our people that this is an asset that they can use, against which they can make a loan should they find themselves in financial difficulty. And they invariably go to Mashonisa, who charge them an interest rate that is just way beyond what is acceptable, and in the end impoverish them even more. We've given them that asset. We would like them to use every part of that asset in a way that is productive. Use the backyard for growing vegetables, use the front to beautify the place, create more value to it, beautify it because it's value with any improvements to the house. Beyond that, we're ensuring that the title deed has both the name of the man and the wife. And the condition we're putting to it is that in the case of a divorce, the house remains with the woman because she is a primary caregiver and we would not like to see children thrown out of the house. We are also encouraging single women to ensure that their names are on the title deeds and they keep them.
We have on many occasions seen how people absolutely rejoice when they first get their RDP house. It's time to see what impact these houses have on those who've lived in them for a while.
My name is Phila Louris. I'm from Cape Town, but now I'm staying here. I'm looking after the misvrij.
Ik play lekker samen met mijn familie. Hij geeft mij alles. Geef mij wasbatter, geef mij kleren, laat ik aantrek.
I have a job there in extension, but me, I just leave the job there so that I can look after the niece. We moved in here December. Now we staying 10 months now here in the house. And we staying very nice here. It's all right to stay in this area. But the main problem is no lights outside. Sometimes you want to sit, but now the street is dark. You see, no lights. You can see the poles there, no lights. There was lights before. All of a sudden, when all the houses coming full, they switch off the power.
Ik had daar bij mijn ma's huis gebleven in extension. Ons drie. Ons had lekker daar gebleven. Daar was geen moeilijkheid. Maar ik was nou zo blij dat ik mijn eigen property heb. Dat ons rustig was.
Before she was like that, she was working. She was a hard-working woman before. She was just one morning, she wake up. She can't stand on her own feet. And that's why I'm still looking after her until now.
Ik voel baie blij voor mij.
She was happy. Her toilet, her bathroom is very nice for her to go in, to come out. When she go in the bath, there's handles she can get out. And the stuff that's in there by the toilet also is nice for her.
Ik voel gelukkig hier bij mijn huis. En ons drie kies, ons blijft baie lekker. Als ik in de ochtend opstaan, voor ik opstaan, zeg ik mijn gebed. Ik ben niet in de kliniek, ben ook nog wat het lieve Jezus ziet me aan. Onderwijs mij dan hoe laat ik zal prinsen worden. Amen. Dan sta ik op, dan geef ik wat te was. Die mensen is gelukkig en ik is ook gelukkig samen met hen. Dat is het probleem aan die manier.
Catalytic projects like Lerato Park, as I explained before, are not just about giving houses and, access to water and being close to where you work. They do other important things like, for example, providing a future for our youth.
My name is Nkarizang Priscilla Molefe. I'm 20 years old. I matriculated in the year 2015. I got involved in a learnership in construction. The learnership was about bricklaying, plumbing and plastering.
NSBRC enrolled students here and they come for the first 3 months. They do their bridging course and then they go into N1 and the last section of them I did the N2 with them. Once they have passed N2 they go back to NSBRC and they must go into apprenticeship. That's how it's supposed to be working.
I have to learn about bricks, how to mix mortar and how to set up when I have to build. So what we did in theory, we also have to do it in practical so that we can understand what's going on in the book.
I give them theory in the class and once I've given them theory, how to work with the tape measure and things, I bring them out. I teach them how to measure, how to set out the wall. I put for them profiles and we start with the building. This is actually an arch wall, a full circle arch that they practiced on.
This is where I did my practicals, plastering. The hard part was whereby I had to do mortar by myself. It's so hard. But I enjoy when I used my truffle when I plastered.
With them coming in here, getting the basics, give them a foundation to go do something outside by NHBRC. They will be able to build because they had some bright students they sent to me. Well, the first day these guys walked in here, I knew he could hold a trowel. I could tell him to go because I think they must have learned something where they come from because there were students that knew what they were doing. And I think they'll be an advantage for our country. They will definitely be tradesmen one of these days.
After my college, I'm going to do my practicals and then I have to get an apprenticeship in construction. After that, and then I'll have to go to Johannesburg where I'm going to go for a trade test. After passing my trade test, I'm going to be a qualified artisan in bricklaying. So I thought of opening a construction company whereby I'm going to empower young women as me.
There is a program now at the moment that we ask students to come to the college because we got no tradesmen. Our tradesmen is fading out in South Africa. We need our youngsters. We don't want many bosses. We want somebody to do the work. So we need those tradesmen to come, the youngsters to come in and come and do this trade.
The Department of Human Settlements is also mindful of using these catalytic projects to have an impact on unemployment. Thus, subcontractors. These don't only go on to get work for themselves, they also employ others and thus have a real impact on lowering South Africa's unemployment rate.
Lebitso la ka ke Lerato Moshweshwe. Company ya ka ke Gato and Tshepo Trading Enterprise. Ka aga, ka plastera, ka painta. Ke la ka qala pele ke ntse ke sebetsa ke le laborer. So ke ithutile ntho tse ngata ka bona hore ke na le lerato la construction. Ka be ke qetella ke registerile company. Mme wa Gato and Tshepo ha re qala, re agile mantlo RDP Botshabelo. Se ka loka 68 re sapile tlasa kontraka e nngwe e kgolo e le yona ntse re kaeda gona kae le kae ho etsuwa jwang. Project ena nang ntho ke ratang ka yona e nthabisang ke ya hore ke dula mona Lerato Park ke agetse batho ba Lerato Park matlo. Le nna ke e mong wa bona ke ikagetseng hobane ke dula ka hara matlo a agweng ke project e ke ne ke sebetsa ho yona. Ke sona se nthabisang e tla dula le history hore Lerato Park phase 1 le phase 2 di agwe ke Rato Ntshepo ene o dula hona Lerato Park. Ke lakatsa ho bona company ya Rato Ntshepo e hodile haholo. E se khona ho rana di project yona e ikemetse e se sap. Hona le batho ba iketsebang hantle ha ba sebetse ba dutse ba le teng hae. Seo se tla nthusa hore ke nke batho bao re ye mosebetsing re sebetse. Ntho engwe le engwe ke se ke khona ho etsa tlasa tjhelete e ke patalwang ke company. Ke se ke na le mosebetsi ka lebaka la company. Jwale ha e ka hola ke tlo bona tsela ya hore na bophelo ba ka ke khona hore ke bolokise jwang haholo ha le nna a tlisang papa ka tlung.
Whenever I see the minister like I see her today, you know, handing over title deeds, you know, AP letters, it kind of moves me because it's really like watching a brighter future arrive for someone. Congratulations on a new house, my minister.
Thank you, sir.
How does it feel?
Very happy.
How long did you take to get it? What was the process for you?
Now it's 12 years I stay in Bobo. And I get the house.
And today you got the ownership certificate from the minister herself.
I have all.
And your daughter, how's she taking the news?
She's taking it very well.
Should we call her here to talk for you, as well and say what she thinks?
Yes, we
Come
can
join us. Leave that thing and come here. Stand here by your mom. Yeah? How do you feel about this house?
I'm very happy.
Yeah.
I'm especially excited for the house.
Yeah. And why is it? What does it mean for the two of you?
It's very good joy. We were waiting so long.
Where were you before you came here, by the way?
Me, I was living in Uppington because I was working that side. But now I'm in Kimberly.
And you, before the house, where were you, ma'am?
I was in Bobo. I'm staying in Bobo.
Well, I wish you the very best with the house, eh? MEC Botes, Lerato Park is probably the biggest human settlements project in the Northern Cape right now. Because it's so big, it'll have issues here and there. I'd like us to go through some of them and what the municipality and the province is doing about them. One, they were talking about the first phase sort of having some cracks. Could you take us through what caused that and what solutions are being put in place for the future?
I think importantly for us, there's lessons to be learned out of experience. The first lesson to be learned out of the Lerato Park project is that this area is typically have challenges with your clay geotechnical challenges. So where you spend an X amount on foundations, you actually have to spend double here because of the soil conditions and the type of topology in terms of the weather of the Northern Cape. It's extreme heat, extreme cold, and how the clay conditions respond to that is through movement variations. But we have decisively intervened today through the statement by the minister that through NHBRC there is going to be a rectification and reinforce in particular of foundations to be done.
One of the key elements of a project like this, of course, is creating employment, especially in the area where it's happening. Just take us through, you know, the subcontractors you've had from here, what problems they've had, if any, and what's being done to make sure that they carry on beyond the project, as it were.
We had to focus on the high-grade contractors, but we have, in particular, on this particular project, done an empowerment process where you had a young youth contractor, Lesai Construction, that has been allocated a portion of the houses to build, excellent performance from him. And then you have Grace Construction, which is a local contractor from Kimberly that have actually performed, again, par excellent. And I think that is the good lessons learned, that when you have a partnership with your big brother type of contracting companies. They have a responsibility to actually mentor your small companies.
What are you guys aiming to get at the end of this project?
For this to be a truly integrated human settlements project, we need early childhood development centers. We need the presence of the South African police services here. We need a clinic here. We need recreation and other social amenities. If that happens, then this first integration would have succeeded in the Northern Cape.
Ramos, so how do you feel? Today you got the title deed to this wonderful house here.
I feel very much happy, grateful, very much ago, because for this past 20-something years, I don't have a place to stay. I'm renting there, being chucked out. You don't know what to do. And my hometown was Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I came to Detroit here in Kimberly. That is that I've got no relative here.
Yeah.
I've got no place to stay. Therefore, I was renting there and there and there until the municipality gave me a flat 22 under the court. That's where I was staying before I came here.
So what does it mean for you, having this house today?
It's the first time I own a house since I was born. So I've got 2 children. I'm going to stay here with my 2 children because my wife passed away in 2010. So I'm very much sad to receive a house without my wife.
This is my grandfather, Benjamin Fisher. And he's living with my mom, and my brother, and my 2 children. I'm just here occasionally. They were living in the shanties for more than 14 years. Yeah, with no water and toilets. I'm just happy they got it because it was really hard for them there. It really means a lot. And everybody's happy now.
Only in South Africa, you might say. Anywhere else in the world, you just give the house and go. But we know how that ends, as is the case in the projects in the United States of America. So here, we consider giving you a house a stepping stone. After that, we do our best to help you along the way to a better life. Please join us again next time as we break new ground.